Marcelino, and welcome to High School Journal. Coming up on the show, one Chicago Cubs outfielder joins some Long Island teams in lending a helping hand to youngsters. And we'll profile the Bronx's Kerry Johnson on what makes her one of the area's top volleyball players. We'll also meet a pair of Nassau County coaching legends and visit one New Jersey teen who's riding high with Olympic equestrian dreams. But we'll start in Westchester, where a pair of twin brothers are rocking the county. Jared Greenberg reports.
Well, our mom was always kind of pushing us towards playing piano at a young age, so we kind of started playing like classical music on the piano at a start.
We kind of branched out after a while and like took interest into like new instruments. Our uncle Vito actually brought us into the whole like rock scene.
Well, it was obvious from the beginning that they had an affinity towards music, that they not only picked it up very quickly, but you could tell that music touched them and that they responded to it. Some students don't respond like you would think to music. It's not the thing that resonates with them, but it's very clear that it does resonate with both Eric and Jake. Well, they started off from two young men who I believe were taking piano lessons to being very serious about their respective instruments, Eric on guitar and Jake on drums, and getting as deep as possible into it and treating it as professionally as possible as they're learning in the process, as opposed to just sort of a weekly lesson of sorts, but to actually make sure that there is growth and that they're on a path towards something.
They're both pretty incredibly passionate about music, and it owns a good part of their day in terms of whether they're playing or whether they're thinking about it or listening to it. I think that passion is very visible in the two of them. While they've been trying other things, are definitely focused on music as sort of their central interest, and I think that plays itself out.
It sounded terrible in the beginning. It was like a disaster down here. Like Jake would just be like banging away and like on his drums, and like I'd be plucking random stuff. From the start, we really wanted to be like original, and like so we started writing music.
Yeah, I remember our first song was Graveyard that he wrote, a song called Graveyard. It was a really simple song. From that point, I thought like, when I was immature about music, I thought, oh, we have Graveyard, we're gonna be professionals like tomorrow. Like no one could think of like making a song. And looking back at it now, it's really funny. But it was we really got into it. It's really what got us going.
The twins' musical enthusiasm crosses all genres. Besides their rock band, Faded Aces, they perform in the Rye High School Jazz Band, as well as a pit band.
It's all music, and we should all play with passion, and that's what they're learning, that playing a boom chick in a Broadway band can be just as passionate as playing in a rock band, and they do that, you know, without batting an eye. They're well-rounded because you can't have too little influences in order to make whatever it is that is special to you. That rock band would grow based on more of what they're doing than if they just did that rock band. So as much as they can be exposed to, as much as they can digest, is only going to benefit them.
One person they've benefited a great deal from is their Uncle Vito, a musician himself who's shown them the ins and outs of the music industry, occasionally having them join him on stage.
He kind of knows how things are done, and he kind of helped us along the way with like practice. And
he kind of showed me like a different side to music. And then he'd jam with us when we were little, and it was like the most fun thing. And now we jam with him, and we can actually like keep up with what he's playing. We don't have to play like little pieces.
The confidence they're gaining from playing these public performances is great, and it helps get them more secure about who they are and their sound, and sort of locking into a style that they're content with, and not sort of shedding some of those influences after a while and making it their own.
Last year, the boys recorded their first album, To Get to You, and then entered a battle of the bands, competing against 4 other rock bands.
We were like the 5th band, and there was all these like heavy metal, like just screaming into the mic and just playing like crazy loud stuff, and we were just like in the corner always like looking. And then when we went on, it was like, and now for something like completely different, it worked out because we ended up winning.
Their music sounds great, it's phenomenal, and their talent shines through the music. what comes through there is the amount of motivation they have, and anything to be created with good motivation. And these kids have great motivation towards music, and it's just going to be a coin in their pocket for the rest of their life, for no matter what they're going to decide to do, whether it's music or something else. But they'll know to have that drive and motivation to finish something, finish a project, and get it out there, and know that it's the energy that does that.
Well, I think the two of them realize that being able to have that whole mix of experience is going to help them. It's going to make them more marketable as musicians. Because this band may survive as a group, or it may split up and they may start working with other people. And the more material and style they can bring to the table, the more successful they're going to be.
All right, that's a wrap. Good job, boys.
Though they're only juniors, the twins are already beginning to explore conservatories and other musical programs for life after high school. And while Eric and Jake work out banging out the musical hits, outfielder Sam Fold of the Chicago Cubs is knocking out some hits of his own.